All right, once again, we're with Dr. Craig Walker and Sid Hutchinson. We're talking about the cath labs at Terrebonne General Medical Center. And Dr. Walker has been around on HTV for many, many years. And Sid, let me ask you, the digital technology, that age has arrived at TGMC in a big way. Talk about that a little bit in the cath lab.
Certainly, we're in the final phases of upgrading all of the equipment in the cath lab. We have three suites there, and we're upgrading the last room. And this represents a significant investment in technology for us. But as Dr. Walker was mentioning before the break, represents a lot of features, basically to be able to visualize and do more intricate work in the peripheral vasculature that we're doing now. One of the things that really represents is a safer environment for the physicians and the employees. As he mentioned before, this is x-rays basically. And for the patient, it represents a very minimal dose. But for the staff and the physicians, they're in a room all day long, every day doing these procedures. They become exposed to radiation levels that may be dangerous to them or represent possibly a career-ending event. So this technology reduces a radiation exposure to them significantly. So that's a big advantage for our employees as well as the physicians.
In the hands of you, Dr. Walker, who's in there all the time, these advancements, you got to be tickled pink that all this is going on in there.
Sure, it makes all the difference in the world, Martin. We have, as you've seen, patients coming here from really all corners of the globe, not just even all corners of America. You've seen people coming from other countries, from other continents, in fact. And the better we can see what we're doing, the better equipment we have, the better will ultimately be our outcomes. It's just that simple. And they've given us what is the best of the best in terms of equipment.
Let's talk about the New Horizons conference that you'll have every year. I've interviewed you many times about that. It just has grown so much over the years. If not the biggest, it's one of the biggest of its kind. Talk about that. You got to be proud of that.
We are. New Cardiovascular Horizons is the biggest peripheral interventional conference in the entire United States right now, and it's one of the biggest in the whole world. Doctors and podiatrists and nurses come from many different countries and almost every state in the United States. We have several thousand people that show up in New Orleans. CIS actually heads this conference. I'm the director of the conference, and we do live cases which are shown. This year we had 6 places showing live cases, but here you can see one of the cases. This patient had ulcers in the foot, was sent from out of state, was told that they needed an amputation. Here we're using a laser very slowly to clean out the artery, and we have a wire in place, and as this laser is advanced, it's vaporizing that plaque, actually converting it into gas, sort of like on old Star Trek when Scotty would shoot somebody with a laser gun and they disappear. And that's what's happening here, and we're doing that to the plaque. We're making it go away. This has just been amazing. This has saved many limbs and many lives. You know, Martin, when someone gets their leg cut off, often it's a death sentence. 8 to 12% of those people may go on to die within 30 days. So it's very important to be able to save legs, and we now have technologies that let us do that in the overwhelming majority of patients.
But you were doing the case while they were watching you everywhere, and you were talking back and forth, so technology has really advanced that quite a bit too, hasn't it?
For sure. You know, we expect success rates now in peripheral cases, even where others have failed, in excess of 98%. That's pretty good. It's gotten to the point where we really don't have a lot of failures. I mean, it does occur, but it's pretty rare. And certainly, if we can couple advanced intervention and advanced surgical technique, really we can make amputation much less common than it is today, and that's going to mean better survival for sure.
Well, when I saw you doing that case with all your techs around you and everybody, boy, it was really a team effort, and boy, it's phenomenal to watch.
Well, you know, we often don't comment enough about the techs, but I must tell you, when physicians come to train in home, and many do, we've trained thousands of doctors from around the United States, one consistent comment is that they feel that the cath lab team at Terrebonne General is the best they've ever seen. And I must tell you, we hear that time in and time out. There will be more people there training tomorrow. In fact, we have another course going on. But very interestingly, people are very impressed with the cath lab. These guys are very knowledgeable, they're very passionate, and they're very
And they're
dedicated.
close.
Oh
They're
yeah,
close-knit group.
they're very dedicated.
Yeah.
I must say they're a great group.
Tell me more about CIS, because I think y'all are over 25 years old now, and
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about CIS.
Yeah, CIS is 27 years old
27.
now. That's hard to imagine. I still think of myself as a young doctor, but I realize when I try to comb what little hair's left that I'm not so young anymore.
You're still young at heart.
And that's right. And but we started this practice with a big dream. You know, when I left Boston and moved back, we had no cath lab, no CCU. We had a hospital. Sid and I were talking about it earlier. That was empty. We had a brand new hospital, and it was a very interesting time. If you remember, you were there at the time. We were in the midst of the big oil depression, and but we had a big dream, and I think we've been able to live that dream. It's been pretty exciting. Certainly, I was smart. I chose a great first partner in Dr. Ladd, who was very supportive, helped to get things going, and now we're a group of 40 or so cardiologists around the state, and we've become, I think, a pretty well-known fixture in cardiology throughout the nation and the world.
Absolutely. Give me some closing comments about the prevention of heart disease for the audience.
Yeah, I know you know for years I've stated that if we really want to do the best job of all, we have to prevent heart disease. And there's so much we can do here. I think we've got much better screening tools now, things like calcium scoring and very easy things that people can go in to see if they've got early disease. We have to educate the public on what not to do, on who's at risk. We're certainly still working on that. We need to do a lot more. We appreciate the aid you've given us in the past in allowing us to do this.
We'll continue to do it. See, in about 10 years, are we going to walk in the cath lab and Dr. Walker's going to have a laser pointing and everything vaporizes? Are we getting to that point?
We're almost there already, Martin.
There you go. I like that. Sid Hutchinson, Dr. Craig Walker, thank you so much for being here. As always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
take a break. When we come back, In the Kitchen with Canadas. Don't go away. We'll be right back.